here we go.
Give me a break, baby. Give me a break. Break for me. Break.
Hey! Contestant screwdriver sets today, Joby.
That's right. We have 6 sets here ranging from $8 all the way up to $200.
You really need to spend $200 on a set of screwdrivers?
I don't know, but I think we're gonna find out.
Let's go.
Thanks to Ridge Wallet for sponsoring today's video. You know, most of you are still using wallets designed in the 90s. That's like playing Mortal Kombat 2 instead of 11. What are you waiting for? Get over here! And upgrade your wallet to the Ridge Wallet. It's light, it's sleek, it's designed to fit comfortably in your front pocket. It can easily hold up to 12 cards with room for cash. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles like burnt titanium and carbon fiber like I got here. The Ridge team offers a 45-day test drive so you can send it back with a full refund if you don't love it. And seriously, they have 40,000 5-star reviews for a reason.
Get 15% off until June 8th.
With free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridgewallet.com/donutmedia and use our code DonutMedia, or just click the link below. Now back to the show.
So you may have walked into a Harbor Freight one day and saw next to, let's say, a Pittsburgh set of screwdrivers as comparable to Husky.
Yep, so we went to Harbor Freight, picked some screwdrivers, and then went out and bought the screwdrivers they told us to compare them to. So let's take a look at our actual contestants and get into this stuff.
All right, so let's start with the cheapest option.
The cheapos.
$8 12-piece set of Pittsburgh.
That's pretty cheap. Now let's look at what they are intended to be compared to. Harbor Freight says compared to this Husky set. They don't really look very similar,
But they say that's what you can get. Equivalent set, this is what we gotta compare it to. They said it, not us.
And now let's go with a mid-range Harbor Freight set. These are $25 at Harbor Freight, but Harbor Freight's whole comparison thing is about how much money they're saving you. We're comparing those to these Klein tools, pretty well-known brand.
Yep.
This set costs $50. For our most expensive comparison bracket here, we've got the Harbor Freight Icon. This is pretty much a direct copy of the Snap-on. These were $50 and the Snap-on's $200. Right, we're gonna be running all 6 sets through a series of tests to determine which one of these are the best and which ones are worth your money.
Start at the bottom of the
Yeah,
barrel here.
$8. $7.99. Not gonna lie to you, I mean, it feels cheap.
It looks very cheap. It almost looks like this one is in sideways. Already off the bat, much better grip.
That's just a nice beefy grip. I like this one better.
Yeah. Harbor Freight is claiming this is comparable. I guess from a quantity standpoint, this set's 8, this set's 22.
So almost 3 times the price, but still $22 for a set of 10 decent screwdrivers.
Right.
Not a bad price. We've got the Doyles. Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
We'll find out.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
We're comparing those to these Klein tools. The packaging isn't great, but you know, we can't judge a book by its packaging.
That's literally this test though. First of all, they copied them.
Oh yeah.
Twice as much money for those?
Yeah, I don't see it.
I'm not with it.
Let's move on to our most expensive grouping. So a while back, Harbor Freight released their Icon line, and it's pretty much like a Snap-on copy job. This is sort of like the quintessential nice screwdriver. I gotta tell you, I feel a little bit bad about what we're gonna do to these things. All right, Jerry, well now that we've opened all the boxes and touched all the drivers, before we move on to trying to drive any screws with these, I wanna see, these all have their different coatings.
Yeah.
Let's hit them with a file real quick and see if we can tell any differences. All right, for the first test, we're just gonna hit each of these things with a file and see if we can tell any difference in the durability or the hardness of the coating on each driver.
Nice.
We'll start at the top of the range, see
Let's
what happens
stop.
with a Snap-on. Just one good.
Well, you filed it, that's for sure.
Sure did.
Little scuff mark,
Little scuff mark,
But
just
nothing-
gives a little character.
but nothing crazy.
Doesn't seem to have gone through the coating or anything.
No.
Now let's see how the Icon holds up. This might be doing better.
Right.
I don't know, it looks like a little more damage going on the Snap-on. Honestly, I think the Icon takes the cake there. Now let's
Okay.
move down the range a little bit, see how the Klein versus Doyle fare. Similar results to, I'd say, both the Snap-on and the Icon. Now let's see about the Klein. Ooh, this feels a little different, sounds a little worse.
Ooh, okay.
You really don't like that much?
No, when you do it, it hurts. Okay, all right, you've done it.
And it feels softer, but it's really not doing much more damage.
No, I think it's probably
looks about the same.
About the same. But that one gets an F- for stop.
We've got the Huskies, $22 set of screwdrivers. It feels softer. It seems to be damaging pretty easily. I'd say so far that's been the worst. Now let's see, this is coated, I would say.
You can really see the chunks of metal coming off that.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels soft. Honestly, I think I might still put the Husky in last place. I would put these in the same category. These probably, as a 3-pack, did the best. I mean, it's a little bit subjective, but I'd say I feel pretty good about the coating on these.
Right.
Now, let's get a little bit more into what these things are meant for. Let's drive a bunch of screws with these things and see how they hold up after doing a bunch of screws. To drive a bunch of screws with these, it's either gonna be a workout for us, or we should cut them and put them in a drill.
Let's cut them and show some sparky footage.
All right, so a big way that screwdrivers can fail is by rounding off. So to figure out which one of these is the best and the worst and everything in between, we're gonna drive a bunch of screws into this wood, then we're gonna try to take them out.
We'll start with the old Harbor Freight.
The Pittsburgh. Now, Jerry, it's time to do one of my favorite things. Freaking screw it, dude.
Drilling some screws, here we go. Oops.
You're not getting them all the way in anymore. There's no more tip. If we look closely, we can see there ain't much left. Well, now let's put it up against that Husky and see who wins. Let's see if it can do more than 13.
It's got a little bit of twist in there. Pretty dang good.
Still driving screws. This handily beats the Pittsburgh. But you know, this is only a $22 set. So as we keep going, they should get even better, you'd think. We got the Doyle out of a $25 set from Harbor Freight. It's got some wear for sure. The flutes have twisted a tiny bit. Let's see if we can pull them out.
Do you guys do this? Do you wet it?
You do that?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah.
That's still a totally usable screwdriver.
Yeah,
so
also-
far as we move up with price, we move up with quality.
But now we have the Klein.
Oh, that thing looks good.
It's definitely feeling worse.
That seemed honestly kind of like the least fun one yet. It's still a totally usable screwdriver.
The Doyle looks pretty good compared to it.
They're really close.
Close, right?
I'd probably go with the Doyle. Doyle does rule! Now let's move on to the expensivest category. How they're gonna look after 50 screws in, 50 screws out.
Not a problem.
Not bad. That's a usable bit.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's test this snap-on.
You gave the snap-on such a tiny tip. Oh, you bitch! What the f? I mean,
Holy sh**. Yeah,
Second,
these flutes
probably.
are twisted, and that ain't gonna get any better.
I think that one looks pretty bad.
It does, it looks beat up. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Snap-on might be resting on their laurels. 2 out of 3 have compared very well, if not better, to what they tell you to compare it to. Honestly, Harbor Freight's doing pretty well in my book. Thus far, for me, Icon's in the lead. Okay, for our next test, Jerry's gonna throw a weight on the handle and turn the screw with a torque wrench and see how much torque it takes before either the screwdriver breaks, the screw breaks, or it just skips over to the next one.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's see how this Pittsburgh grips the tip. Oh, very, very poorly. Yeah, she's fully twisted. 7 foot-pounds twisted that tip. Really just a savage.
Holy crap.
Well, it can only get better from here.
Let's see if the Husky can fare a little bit better.
Oh, and there she goes, starting to jump. All right, what'd you get to?
8.3.
You got a little twist on the tip there, but it didn't break. Still a usable screwdriver.
Better than Harbor Freight?
Yeah, much better. Husky wins again.
Now we loaded up the old Doyle.
See how she does.
6, 7, 8, 8.5.
Okay, well, that means that had a little bit better grip in there.
Dude, this looks great.
That is a usable screwdriver for sure.
Right.
Let's see if the Klein does any better.
8.8, 8.8, it's kicking up.
Kicking up, 8.8. What did the last one get? 8.5?
Yeah.
Tiny bit of twist. I mean, tiny.
Now remember, the Kleins are twice as much as the Doyles. Because of that, we're just gonna factor in the price, and I gotta say, Doyle wins.
I'm with you.
Yep.
Okay, now we've got the Icon.
7, 8.5.
Oh, same as the last one. And then did that twist? Yeah, that's a twisted driver bit.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm really interested to see how the snap-on
I
looks.
cannot wait for the snap-on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.7. No way. No way.
What the?
It broke off.
It broke immediately.
Are you kidding me?
The only other one that broke was the Pittsburgh. So then between our winners, what would you take? You got the twist on the Icon, you got a little bit of twist and wear on the Husky, and just a slight twist on the Doyle.
I think
Doyle, 100%. For
Yeah.
25 bucks.
Right.
Even more durable than the Icon in the stats, which
Yeah.
for half the price.
I know, it's pretty good.
Oftentimes you use screwdrivers in ways that they're not supposed to be used, like as a pry bar, especially when you're working on cars.
Yeah, we have our hydraulic press here. We have a nice little setup to where this ram will push down on the handle, the screwdriver. We're gonna measure how much pressure it takes to get that tip to snap.
Up first, we of course have our cheapest screwdrivers, the Pittsburgh. Give me a break, baby, give me a break. Just break. Break. Broken at the handle because she don't got no full frickin' tang. Kind of figured the tip would break. Sort of impressed that it didn't. All right, Husky, what do you got for me? Ooh, we're at 100 PSI right there. Well, that definitely beats the Pittsburgh.
100%.
Still intact.
Still intact. You can still use this.
Okay, up next is the Doyle.
I feel like you should have this face mask on
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
before I do.
And I think it just bent enough to pop out. It's Klein time, baby. We better break a freaking tip. Oh, that's a lot of bend. Hey! Was that a break? We broke!
We got a double
break!
Double break!
And south of 100.
Whoa!
Klein, you fools! You've been bested by Arbor Freight.
And now for the Icon. Push her down.
Bend for me, baby, bend! Ah! Clean break.
Oh, it didn't
At a
break.
pretty thick part.
Now we gotta see.
Will the snap on? Snap off.
Can I hold the camera and you say it?
Will the snap on? Snap off.
If the last test is any indicator, I think this thing's gonna break.
75.
Oh boy, coming up on 100. That's a bendy. That's a pass.
That's a pass.
So it beat the Icon for the first time, I guess.
I guess it has. Okay, so here are 3 champions.
Yep. I'm going Doyle. They're
go
red. You get to say Doyle rules every time you use them.
All right, you know what? Doyle. Doyle it is.
I hate to keep saying it, but maybe Doyle does rule. The other thing that you're not supposed to do that you'll often do is hammer them from the backside. None of these are meant to be hammered,
That's right.
but we're gonna hammer them anyway and see what happens.
And we're ready to pump. Pump that screwdriver. Holy crap. Yeah, so now we have a little hook. We're way calmer than we should be. Okay, well that was exciting.
Yeah, we've added a slight safety modification. She's just bending at the middle. Okay, that got shorter. So this failed kind of 2 ways. It broke at the handle and the shaft of the driver drove into the handle, which isn't really what you want. But not a spectacular failure, you know, everybody's safe. Let's throw that Doyle in there. Ready?
Ready.
Well, that didn't take too long. All right,
at
well,
that.
easy break. Let's see if the Kleins can best the
Right.
Doyle.
I don't like where it's already starting to bend toward.
I mean, I think we can
think
kind
it-
of call that a failure. What would you rather have?
Well, you could still use this. This you can't do jack diddly with.
Yeah.
We'll say Klein. It deserves 1 win.
Honestly, I've
all-
been feeling bad for it. All right,
Icon.
Icon. Let's see how she breaks.
Oh my goodness. What is with you?
What do you think? Is the snap-on gonna do better?
I mean, I don't know. It did better last time. There she go. Broke through the handle.
Broke the handle. Between the Icon and the snap-on, I'm gonna give this one to the Icon.
Really?
They broke similarly,
Right.
but at a fraction of the price.
Man, oh man, what a bummer. I feel like they all did pretty terrible. We got 2 that just broke completely. Then we just got the angle guys.
Angle crew.
So now it's down to these 2 guys. You got your Klein and your Husky.
For me, it's the Klein, because it didn't actually break. The handle just bent.
Pressed
It didn't
through.
absorb the shaft at all. You're really not ever gonna break the handle like that, just by hammering the back of it, but you can send the shaft in. And this thing sucked right in.
You know what? I'll agree with you. Fine tools, man.
Klein tools, not bad. And honestly, really the only win that it had today. Now, let's talk about it with all of the knowledge that we've gained today, and let's rank them up.
Take all that data.
Yeah, you distill it within your brain
Distill
thoughts.
it down. And what tool would you spend your hard-earned money on that goes in your toolbox?
Got the Doyle. Doyle. I'm going Doyle. Doyle. Doyle rules. Doyle does rule. Doyle rules, dude. I honestly hadn't even heard of this brand from Harbor Freight, and these throughout the testing today, honestly, I would say did the best. So I think we're pretty much in agreement here.
Yeah.
The overall winner, Doyle. So, Jer, is expensive more better?
No way, Jose.
No.
Nope, not even close.
I'm happy that we did this. I think it's a fun little thing, checking what Harbor Freight tells us to compare to.
Right.
Maybe we'll do this again in the future with some
Yeah.
other stuff.
What's up, guys? Today is our National Donut Day sale. You can go on donutmedia.com and get 25% off everything store-wide. We also have some very limited edition items, including a new donut logo tee in butter color. Oh, look at this thing. This thing is creamy, dude. We also have partnered with CC Coffee up in Portland. They're a really cool coffee company, and we have our very own limited edition donut coffee that we partnered with CC. And to go with it, the CC coffee mug. Look at that. So go to donutmedia.com, get 25% off site-wide, get yourself some gear, get yourself some coffee. Well, that was fun, Joe.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the tool party. Follow us here at Donut Media on Instagram at Donut Media. Follow Job at Zach Job. Follow me at Jeremiah Burton. And if you want, we're actually going to be giving away some of these wonderfully broken screwdrivers.
Oh, think about it.
But to do that, you got to be a part of the Donut Underground. You got to be on the Discord. So hit that join button below.
Join. Hey, nobody got hurt today.
No, Jimmy almost lost his face.
Oh my God. Got me. Did it get you? Because it almost got Jimmy.
It bounced off my stomach.